The fourth-ranked team in the country visits Bryan College Station to face number 21 Texas A&M. As we welcome you to the SEC on ESPN, about 30,000 fans expected today at Kyle Field, along with several other Kyles in attendance. Two in particular, which will have a major impact on today's game. Florida quarterback Kyle Trask, who is from Texas, about 2 hours from here, and named after the stadium. 10 touchdown passes in his first 2 games this year. 6 of them pulled in by tight end Kyle Pitts. Arguably the best tight end in college football, perhaps the best pass catcher, period. Can the Aggies unplug that connection and post what would be one of the biggest wins in years? And hi everybody, Dave Pasch alongside Greg McElroy. We'll check in with Holly Rowe here in a little bit. And when you talk about, Greg, the best duos in college football, this one is right at the top.
Well, it's because Kyle Trask has been incredibly poised, so accurate, so confident, so comfortable in the system, and he has found a tight end. A tight end is a quarterback's best friend, and he has been an absolute matchup nightmare, Kyle Pitts has. And with what they've done offensively, spent most of the time last year at the wide receiver position, split out wide. Now they're moving him in line, and he's getting matched up with more linebackers and safeties. So he has been absolutely unstoppable here in the early part of the season. And the Texas A&M defense is going to have their hands full containing Kyle Pitts and trying to hold Kyle Trask in moderate productivity. He's been excellent this year.
And on the other side, you've got Kellen Mond, basically a 4-year starter at quarterback for Texas A&M, looking for a signature win. He's had some gaudy stats, but can he beat a top 5 team? A&M won the toss and deferred, so Florida will get the ball first. And it will be a touchback. It will come out to the 25. Let's bring in now the third member of our crew. Go down to the field. Say hi to Holly Rowe.
Well, Kyle Trask is the Florida quarterback, but his parents were students here at Texas A&M. Michael and Michelle met while they were here, and after they had their little boy, they decided to name him after Kyle Field. This is the building that Kyle Trask is named after. He said he's so excited to play here for the first time. He has been in this building before. He came here and watched Johnny Manziel play in a spring game, but he said he's very excited, not nervous. He's got about 30 friends and family here, and he said, I just want to play well for them. Let's see if he makes a name for himself here at the building he's named after.
And Manville, Texas, just south of Houston. Here's a flea flicker on the first play, and wide open out in space for a first down past the 40-yard line is Trevon Grimes. Little trickery to start today's game.
Yeah, try to take a shot over the top. Little flea flicker action. And this is what Kyle Trask done a great job of all year. Hey, man, it's not open downfield. No problem. Check it down, get it out to your talented wide receiver in space, and continue to get us moving forward. Kyle Trask has been very smart with the football in the early going and has this offense rolling.
17 yards on the first play. Trask to the air again, and it's pulled in. Kyle Pitts with his 13th catch of the season, gain of about 7 on the play.
They're going to try to move Kyle Pitts all over the field. He'll line up in line in a traditional tight end alignment. He'll line up in stack alignment in bunches like he is right here. He'll line up as a wide receiver, just trying to find a favorable matchup in the offense.
Here's Pierce breaking a tackle, trying to get to the perimeter. Runs over a defender as he picks up the first down. Wow, he absolutely trucked Miles Jones and picked up the first down. Pierce isn't a huge guy, about 210 pounds, but they say he runs hard and is very physical.
And Pitts trying to clean it up there at the end, and you see Pierce, this running back room. I mean, they'll play a few different guys. Really feel great about what both Malik Davis and Dameon Pierce can do while carrying the football for the Gators offense.
Both are juniors. Davis from Tampa, Pierce from Georgia. Play action here for Trask with time, and the pass is incomplete. He was going for Kadarius Toney. Good defense by Devin Morris. This is a prolific Florida offense through the first 2 games. 89 points. That's 4th in the country. They're number 2 in yards per play and put up over 640 yards against Ole Miss. School record against an SEC team. 22-year-old 5th-year senior quarterback Kyle Trask working on 2nd and 10 at the A&M 46-yard line. Pierce looking for running room, reverses field, and gets positive yardage to the 42.
You can see our sky cam has a little visitor there, Dave. What is it with bugs landing on stuff this week? It's been a huge story all over the place. Sets up a big 3rd down here for Florida's offense.
Attendance to people limited. To insects, have at it. Trask hits Pitts. That pass a little behind him. You see the incredible hands of Kyle Pitts making the catch and moving the chains. Tackled at the 18-yard line. A gain of 16.
That's really good right there. Kyle Pitts working on a slant. They get motion out of the backfield, working to the left, which forces an underneath defender to run with that motion left, allowing for the slant to the right-hand side to find a one-on-one. And on a 3rd and long, Kyle Pitts on a catch and run for the conversion. Just, guy's unstoppable, man. He really is.
Here's Pierce getting the carry and drags a defender with him down to the 11. When you think about Kyle Pitts and then you look at the guys that are excelling at his position in the National Football League and the guys that got the big contracts like Travis Kelce and George Kittle, he seems exactly like those guys.
Yeah.
He flex him out. He can do anything.
He's a lot like Travis Kelce. And for those that watch the SEC, he's a lot like Evan Ingram. Except Evan Ingram was 6'3", 1st-round pick of the New York Giants at Ole Miss. Remember a few years back. Kyle Pitts 6'6". So he's got additional length and equal versatility and speed.
Not afraid to block, too, as they run Pierce left. And he's taken down in the backfield for a loss on the play. That was DeMarvin Leal, a starter a year ago as a true freshman, who made the hit. It's 3rd down.
The Aggie defensive line is a really talented group. So Florida have their hands full. A couple of young guys up there, too, for the Aggies. They can get home like McKinley Jackson. And they are very excited about some of their freshmen and the young guys that they're going to have contributing on defense.
6 minutes gone by in this drive. Play 14. Trask gets rid of it. It's caught. Going to be close. Boy, it looks like a nice spot for Tony. Enough to move the chains. It'll be 1st down and goal. Must have stretched that ball out as he was getting dragged down to pick up the 1st down.
It looked really close. You see with Texas A&M, they do run a lot of man coverage, and against man coverage, getting speed guys in space and running them across the field to create separation is going to be a matchup that Florida tries to take advantage of. It's a good job by Tony being aware of where the sticks were to make sure he had enough for the 1st down.
Empty set here. Trask from the pocket goes to the end zone. Pitts, what a catch, but out of bounds. It was the fact he got his hands on that ball, but he couldn't get a foot down. 2nd and goal.
Just ran out of space there on the short side of the field. If you look, most teams really the last couple weeks, they've said, wait, we're going to double team Kyle Pitts. In the red zone, we're taking 2 guys and we're covering 84. He will not catch passes based on how we align. Problem is, no one's been successful with it. Ole Miss got exploited on double team several times. South Carolina struggled last week as well. It's hard to double a guy with how accurate Kyle Trask has been throwing it up and allowing Pitts to make plays on it.
A design quarterback run here, and Trask is pushed back at the 5-yard line. 4 Aggies in on that hit, and so it'll be 3rd down and goal now. 7-minute drive here. We talked about the guys making major money in the NFL at the tight end position. George Kittle, 15 mil. Travis Kelce, 14. It is now in vogue to want to be a tight end in the NFL. And a lot of these guys tried to move to receiver at the next level.
Yeah.
So 3rd and goal. Trask. End zone shot. And Pitts got it. Touchdown. 2 defenders right there. And Pitts able to rip it out of the air for the score. 7th touchdown that leads all college football players. And on that drive alone, 3 grabs, 28 yards. That drive took half the opening quarter. And the extra point by McPherson makes it 7-0 Gators.
Well, the Kyle connection clearly working in the state of Texas as Kyle Pitts finds one-on-one, goes up, makes an excellent catch. He's going to make a lot of money here very soon. Touchdown Gators.
The Bonfire Memorial celebrating the tradition, history, and spirit of Texas A&M and the dedication of those involved in the tragic collapse of the 1999 bonfire. Dave Paschbrek, McElroy, and Holly Rowe here in Bryan College Station, Texas. Kyle Field, where Kyle Trask, who dreamed of playing in this stadium growing up about 2 hours south of here, named after this building by his folks, who are Aggies themselves. Going to be a touchback. Will come out to the 25 for A&M. A&M on offense for the first down after Florida took up half the quarter on its opening possession. Isaiah Spiller for 2 yards.
Yeah, that's a great first drive from Florida. And now Kellen Mond, a guy that's played a ton of football over the course of his career, trying to have that statement performance against a top caliber team. He's been close so many times. He just hasn't been able to put a full, complete performance together against the top tier teams in college football. So hoping for that opportunity here as a senior.
Had some turnover issues this year, an interception, 2 lost fumbles against Vanderbilt. Mond making his 37th career start today. He'll throw it here on 2nd down, and the pass is knocked away. Elam with the good defensive play that time on Caleb Chapman. It will be 3rd down and long.
And part of the issue with Kellen Mond is the efficiency. And if you look at his career record and the passing yards, of course, the productivity are remarkable, but he has to be more efficient. He has to be. Right now he's completing sub 60%, and the yards per attempt isn't where it needs to be, but it's the big plays, Dave. It's the big plays that he's left on the field on far too many occasions, hoping to connect on some of those today with the young receiving corps.
Yeah, that's what Jimbo told us this week. And we got to have some of those. If we're going to beat a team like Florida, we got to have big plays. Kellen has to be more sharp. He's facing pressure here and delivers a strike. They've got a pretty good tight end as well, Jalen Weidermeyer. That's his 11th catch of the season, and he moves the chains on a 12-yard pickup.
And this was awesome too. Great rush on the right side. You look at Brenton Cox for Florida, but that's a great anticipation from Kellen Mond. The rush is coming in. He knows he's going to get hit. It's a 3rd and long, and he knows he has man coverage with this big tight end. So it's a great favorable matchup that A&M will try to exploit all day today. It's a good job of hanging in there by Kellen Mond and throwing accurately for the 1st down.
Out of the pistol here on 1st down at the 39-yard line. Play fake for Mond. And taking a shot here inside the 20. It's caught. They get one of those big plays. Caleb Chapman with single coverage pulls it in for 48 yards. They've been waiting for that all year from Mond, and he finally delivers.
Look at the safeties here who are just going to run, which allows the post over the top. Look how hard these safeties collapse on the play action fake, which gives you one-on-one on the outside to Chapman, and a beautiful throw. We talked about the big plays from Kellen Mond. First opportunity today, and he delivers. Excellent throw from the senior quarterback.
From the Florida 12. And a broken play there. Mond turned left. The running back, Spiller, went right. And it's a loss of 2 on the play for Mond. Let's check in with Holly.
Well, guys, something you'll see today for Texas A&M is number 0, Anaya Smith. He moved to running back, but you're going to see him back be a wide receiver today. His position coach, Tommy Robinson, told me he's the smartest young man I've coached in 34 years. He will play all 4 wide receiver positions today and running back. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that in a game. Let's see if they can get creative with how they get him the ball when he takes the field again.
He's fun to watch, Holly, and he has done such a great job. You referenced this, the intelligence. You know how hard it is to learn 5 different positions at once? It's a testament to that young man's acumen.
Your design run for Mond on 2nd and 12, and he gets absolutely walloped. What a huge hit by Amari Burney. You know, and Holly mentioned Tommy Robinson. That guy's been around. He mentioned over 30 years of coaching. Coach running backs in the NFL. Coach running back at Clyde Edwards-Helaire at LSU last year. So a pretty good judge of talent. Everybody's high on Ainias Smith. We'll see how involved he gets in the game plan today, and perhaps here on 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, he'll be a household name sooner than later. It looks like right here he's going to line up in the backfield. And this is going to be a really interesting look. You see right there Weidermeyer, the tight end, who's flexed left, and then you have Smith at running back. That's the 2 best pass catching options at this point on the same side of the field. So I would imagine Mond's eyes start there.
Mond zips a pass to the end zone for the touchdown. Chase Lane was wide open. What a response by Mond and the Aggies.
A great job by Kellen Mond. Eyes right down the middle of the field, and he sees what you have, a kind of a 2 safety look. You see the Red Sea spread there in the back of the end zone. You have that in-breaking route to work the soft spot in the zone. Just a beautiful throw, similar to what they had last week to Reddick.
Extra point is good. Again, Jimbo Fisher said we've got to have big plays from Kellen Mond today. And on the opening drive, the bomb, and then on 3rd down and 9, the touchdown pass to Lane to tie the game. Here in Bryan College Station in front of about 30,000 fans at Kyle Field. With Greg McElroy and Holly Rowe, Dave Pasch. Jimbo Fisher as he enters year 3. 9 wins 2 years ago, 8 last year, but this would be, if they can somehow get it, their biggest win of the Fisher era, which is still in its infancy. Check. Play fake, Trask. Long throw hitting Grimes, able to break a tackle, and finally brought down at the 47-yard line, chased down by Michael Clemens. So some Aggie fans are nervous, but a lot of young players on this Texas A&M team in year 3 for Jimbo.
I think a lot of people, because of the salary, people's eyes get wide and they expect them to win 10 games right out of the gate, and that's just not reality. And granted, yes, the record against top-tier competition has been disappointing, but we have to remember the rebuilding and the foundation of this program is still in its infancy, especially knowing the challenges that COVID presented this team this year.
Trask, and wide open out of the backfield is Davis inside the 35-yard line. And he runs over a defender, still going. We've seen 2 Florida running backs take out Texas A&M defensive backs, and that's a 39-yard catch and run by Davis, who's a very good receiver out of the backfield.
Davis is an excellent receiving threat to go along with Dameon Pierce, and just how excellent he is as well. Amazing to watch these guys complement each other and do so many special things.
Trask rolling out here on 1st down, throws back to the end zone for Pitts, who adjusts, but it's incomplete. Boy, that is a long throw, and it was short, trying to hit Kyle Pitts, who had a linebacker, Buddy Johnson, on him.
He just tried to do a Mahomes throw, but just throw it to the running back in the flat. I know it's designed to be a throwback, but look at how wide open Malik Davis is. No one's within 15 yards of Malik Davis. He probably scores. He just throw a little 5-yard completion instead. He tries to work the throwback, and if it's there, take it.
there are throwbacks, and then there are the throwbacks. I don't know that I've ever seen one that long. Trask hands it off. Davis plows forward to about the 16-yard line, so a pickup of 4 on the play, 3rd down.
It's a big down here for the Aggie defense. They messed up the coverage last time, leaving Kyle Pitts in the one-on-one. They cannot do that. Kyle Pitts, of course, is going to win that one-on-one matchup 99% of the time. Getting off the field, you haven't done a whole lot defensively to feel good about so far. Getting off the field here and forcing the Gators to only a field goal would be enormous, but they better have an answer for big number 84, who appears like he's going to be lined up at the top of the screen. And hopefully for Aggie fans, he won't be single covered.
Here's the quarterback, Trask, backing up and throws for an open receiver, caught. Kadarius Toney with a touchdown, and then a late flag is thrown. Trask getting into it with an A&M defender. But how about Dan Mullen's confidence in the arm of Kyle Trask? We saw it on the throwback, and then he kept backing up like Aaron Rodgers, 10, 15 steps, waiting for Tony to come free, and he found him for his second touchdown pass and 12th of this young season.
And they brought pressure off the right-hand side. There was an unblocked blitzing Aggie on the right side. Frustration there, obviously, there at the end of that one, but a great job by Kyle Trask buying time and taking advantage of Texas A&M, who is trying to take away Kyle Pitts with double coverage. Work Kadarius Toney over the field. Excellent throw and catch.
(14-7) Florida. So squib kick. Chase Lane scoops it up, but in trouble inside his 10, and down he goes at the 6-yard line. So Texas A&M backed up on its own 6-yard line. Mond throwing it out in space out to about the 10 for a gain of 5 on the play for Smith.
Back to Kyle Trask and just how funny his recruitment was. I was talking with Jim McElwain right when Kyle Trask arrived on campus. He arrived on campus with Felipe Franks, who was a highly regarded prospect. And I was talking with Jim McElwain, and he said, I don't know what is it that people didn't see in this guy? He's unbelievable. Have you seen this guy throw it? I've had to be talked into him by Doug Nussmeier, the offensive coordinator at the time, because the guy didn't have any high school tape. But I was telling you, you watch him throw it, he's unbelievable. So McElwain found a gem, and Dan Mullen's done an amazing job of developing him these last couple years.
On 2nd and 5, Mond from the pocket, and wow, that was a really good throw in traffic. There's a guy that Holly talked about, Nia Smith, who had over 100 receiving yards last week against Alabama, picking up the first down.
This Texas A&M offense, so many opportunities last week against Alabama left on the field. It's almost as if they were about one block away or half a block away from a big run, or maybe just the slightest bit inaccurate on a downfield throw, drop pass on a 4th and 2. They had chances. They couldn't take advantage of them, but so far today they look in rhythm, they look confident, and it seems like they have a really good plan to take advantage of a Florida defense that is not as good as they usually are.
Final seconds here, the opening quarter, and Mond has another completion. Caleb Chapman, who had that 49-yard catch, the longest play on offense for A&M this year through the air. He's out to the 23-yard line, and that will do it for the first quarter. Some fireworks in the opening frame here in Bryan College Station, mainly by that duo, Kyle Trask and Kyle Pitts, hooking up 3 times here at Kyle Field, including a touchdown. Trask had another touchdown pass to Kadarius Toney. The 4th-ranked Gators looking to keep national title hopes alive, leading on the road after 1. You're watching the SEC on ESPN. From Kyle Field at Texas A&M, the Florida Gators leading 14-7. Former Gator and the NFL's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith, in attendance here.
I'll be back in a couple plays. I'm gonna go get an autograph real quick. As a Cowboy fan, I'll show a little love to Emmitt.
Well, I was going to say Arizona Cardinal legend Emmitt Smith. Fumble on the play. Spiller coughs it up. Texas A&M able to recover. You know, they do the thing on Twitter where, like, they throw out a player that played, you know, 1 season somewhere but 15 years elsewhere. And
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm aware.
Just trying to gas you up as a Cowboy fan.
You know what? And honestly, I'm just not going to talk to you the rest of the. I'm going to direct all my conversation towards Holly. So Holly and I will talk to each other while you kind of sit in your own little Arizona Cardinal bubble.
Go ahead. FaceTime with Tessitore over there. Go ahead. Joe will be back soon, Greg. 3rd down and 2 for A&M. It's 26-yard line. Mond throws another strike. First down catch by Weidermeyer. We've talked a ton about Pitts, but don't sleep on this guy in terms of the top tight ends in the country.
I love watching Weidermeyer. I think he is going to blossom into an excellent, well-rounded tight end. He's almost 270 pounds, but he moves so smooth. He does a great job of attacking leverage. And, of course, with that big frame, you know he's not scared to go over the middle. So time and time again, you'll see Kellen Mond work him on in-breaking routes, working away from outside leverage defenders like he did right there.
Kellen Mond 7 of 8, over 100 yards and a touchdown. Facing pressure here, but gets rid of the pass, and wide open is Smith in Florida territory. Ainias Smith able to find an open seam in the secondary, and it's a 30-yard gain.
Nobody covered him. Off play action, you have a bit of a flood concept, a 3-layer concept. This is the second layer. Nobody is around Ainias Smith, and he gets in the open field. If you're Florida, you might want to account for number 0. Like Holly said, I think he is their most dynamic weapon offensively, and is a star. Well, he's becoming a star here in college football. To be a household name sooner than later.
42 receiving yards on 3 catches so far. Play fake, Mond with Moon in his face, throws another pass that's on target. And Marco Wilson throwing Caleb Chapman out of bounds after a pickup of 4. Florida did lose 3 players that were drafted in the first 3 rounds. Number 9 overall, C.J. Henderson. I mean, Dan Mullen said, look, offenses are ahead of the defense because of all the disruptions and interruptions in practice time, and players having to go through COVID protocols, some testing positive, having a quarantine. He just feels like in college football, offenses are way ahead.
It's tough to create tackling, you know, when you're concerned about contact tracing and among other things.
Mond on 2nd and 6, long throw for Chapman through his hands. That was pretty good coverage by Elam. They're down.
And this is where you really miss those guys from last year. Jonathan Bernard, C.J. Henderson, obvious passing situations where you can create a pass rush. Pretty good throw, pretty good coverage there. Chapman's just not able to extend and try to make a play on the back shoulder. But these are the spots right here, obvious passing situations where Florida just hasn't been the same. The coverage hasn't been as tight. The pressure hasn't been as aggressive. And as a result, opposing quarterbacks have had a lot of time to kind of pick this secondary apart. So see if they can get home with a 3-man rush here.
They go empty, flexing Ainias Smith out, top of your screen. Mond looking the other way and has Chapman inside the 10, first down. Caleb Chapman had 5 catches all year coming into this game. He has 4 in the first half on 6 targets. And I'm trying to go up tempo here, get to the line at 1st and goal. Smith in the backfield this time. And he'll get it. And he's met at the 4-yard line. Kept his feet, lost the ball. I thought he was down, thought the ball hit the ground as well. It's recovered in the end zone by Brad Stewart of Florida. Boy, it certainly looked like Smith was down. He might have been down after the initial hit at the 4-yard line.
I think he was down as he tried to extend and reach that ball over the goal line.
The ruling on the field is the ball carrier was down before losing possession at the 1-yard line. 2nd down.
A great second effort. Again, I thought he was down initially after first contact, but kept the feet moving, stretched the ball out. 2nd and goal from the 1.
Looked like the contact with the ground is what dislodged the football, but got to be smart there if you're Ainias Smith. Not worth trying to reach it.
Smith. This time 2nd effort won't get him anything. In fact, he'll lose yardage. Good surge defensively by the Gators.
Here's the play just a second ago. A great 2nd effort here. This is where he reaches out. Oh, he almost crossed it. Surprised they didn't take a look at that, see if he crossed the plane potentially as well.
Yeah. Yep. This drive started inside the Texas A&M 10.
Long, time-consuming drives by both teams here in the first half.
Right. Almost an 8-minute drive by Florida. This is a 7-minute possession by A&M.
What is this in college football today? I mean, I feel like it's all tempo. If you don't score in 2 minutes, it barely counts.
On 3rd and goal, Mond looks. Chapman got another one. Touchdown. Caleb Chapman has become the favorite target today of Kellen Mond.
It's a great throw. Play action. You get a little bit of an influence on those linebackers who are thinking run. But Chapman being the tall 6'5" target in the back of the end zone, perfectly thrown where his guy's going to go up and snag it. Excellent design and a great drive from Texas A&M.
And we are tied. Kellen Mond was challenged this week. But boy, as he stepped up. 2 touchdown passes, only 2 incompletions, both touchdowns on 3rd down. Kellen Mond has just become the all-time passing leader in Texas A&M history, over 8,000 yards, just past Gerard Johnson, Dave Pash, Greg McElroy, Holly Rowe. He's always put up numbers going back to his freshman year. He's basically a 4-year starter, but the one thing that's been absent is the big win. And I don't know if they're going to win this today, but he's playing winning football right now, Greg.
I'll tell you what, he's in a nice rhythm. I mean, so far, very accurate with the football, making great decisions. And he's done a good job of locating the football, too. And it's not like all these passes have been routine. I mean, he's been making difficult throws look easy today. So in a really nice rhythm here after what was a pretty disappointing performance last week against Alabama.
Back to this run play on 1st and 10 to the 3rd string back, Naquan Wright, a freshman from Miami Gardens, Florida, brought down by Jaden Peavy after a short game.
This might be a situation for Florida. You're moving the ball great through the air, but you haven't really tried a whole lot on the ground. Your defense is gassed. They were just on the field for 7 minutes. So play a little slower, see if you can create some opportunities in the run game, allow that defense to recover a little bit after the long Aggie touchdown drive.
I saw Pitts on the sideline there. Play fake here for Trask, setting up on a crossing route. It's shorter, getting the 1st down into A&M territory, down to the 41-yard line. I mean, if I'm Florida, I'm keeping Kyle Pitts out there like Jimmy Butler, playing 47 minutes last night for the Miami Heat. Don't forget, we'll have Game 6 of the NBA Finals tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern on ABC. What a win for Butler. Grew up in Tomball, Texas, about an hour from Bryan College Station, just north of Houston. Trask on 1st down. In trouble, gets hit and throws the ball away. Was he outside the pocket there? No grounding. Well, LeBron James at 40 points, but Jimmy Butler a 35-point triple-double. And so it'll be Game 6. Coverage starting with NBA Countdown, 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. Yesterday in our conversation with Texas A&M, Buddy Johnson had on the Black Mamba Laker jersey. And that's what the Lakers wore last night. You asked him, are you going to wear it if they lose? He said, I'm wearing it. Proudly said, I'm wearing it.
He said, closeout night, I'm wearing it. I said, I love it.
Here's Wright, able to get to the outside. Some nice cuts in space. And a 1st down for Florida at the 30-yard line. Gain of 10 for Naquan Wright, who only had 5 carries coming into today. So don't know if there's an injury to Davis or Pierce, but Wright getting some action here in the 2nd quarter.
And if I'm Florida right here, 30-yard line, have a nice drive going. I'm going play action. I'm throwing the ball down the field. This would be a shot down for me where I would try to take the top off the defense. See if I can't throw one over their heads.
Midway through the 2nd quarter, a tie game here at Kyle Field. Trask hands it off. Wright, good patience, breaks a tackle on the perimeter and down to the 20-yard line. That's spilled by Michael Clemens, who is roaring backside. Dropped him, but it's another pickup of 10 for Wright.
This Florida team, if they can start running the ball like this, I mean, look out, because we already know that passing game is dynamic, and you have to pay a lot of attention in the secondary to their weapons on the outside. But if they can start running it with a lot of consistency, this gets a pretty good defensive line for Texas A&M. If they can get some movement against these guys, it's going to bode really, really well as they continue on in the season.
Here's Tony on an inside handoff, and Tony showing that burst. Man, he got through the hole and then took off and gets close to 9 yards on the carry. Pitts coming into the game here in goal line.
Pretty cool little design right here. Just try to go almost like a counter action with the blocker out in front for Tony. He had a big run against Ole Miss, 50-yarder. So he can do it not just through the air, but also on the ground as well.
Tony may be shaken up as well. 2nd down and goal. Here's Wright, finds a hole and is into the end zone for the Florida touchdown. The first for the freshman Naquan Wright. McPherson with a point after, and Florida leads now 21-14. Kyle Trask with 2 touchdown passes. Now they get a rushing score with Naquan Wright.
Hey, left middle.
Thank you, Holly, so much. Kickoff will sail out the back of the end zone for a touchback. A&M down 7, has possession late in the second quarter. Kyle Field. From the 35-yard line, Spiller. Down at the 40-yard line. Sean Davis coming in there late with the big hit. Pickup of 5 yards.
This is an important drive here for Texas A&M, not just to try to get points of their own. Their offense has been in great rhythm so far throughout the course of this game, but also being mindful of how good Florida is offensively as well. You have to at least think about scoring points while also making sure that if you give the ball back to the Gators, it's with very little time remaining. So working it on both sides here is Kellen Mond, the senior quarterback.
Haven't had a punt yet, haven't had a stop on 3rd down yet. Another run play, and Spiller's got room across midfield. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A 17-yard run for Isaiah Spiller. Came in averaging 8 yards a pop. Last year as a true freshman had 4 100-yard games on the ground. We talk a lot about Nia Smith for good reason, but Spiller's a talented sophomore in his own right. Mond from the pocket, long throw into double coverage, and he overshoots Nia Smith. 58 seconds to go. A&M still with 2 timeouts left. They do have confidence in their kicker Seth Small, who's made a 52-yarder in his career.
Knowing you have 3 timeouts to rely on as well. Or 2 timeouts, excuse me. You don't have to necessarily throw it here. You could potentially catch him off guard. If you see a favorable look in the run game, hand it off. It's no problem.
Nope, Mond will throw it. Wide open receiver is Lane, and he gets a first down. That's going to stop the clock to reset the chains of 19. But how about the cushion the Florida DBs gave Chase Lane there?
Yeah, just trying to keep everything in front are the Florida Gator defenders. Not wanting to give up the big play.
Mond, long throw, overshoots Cam Brown. That was a line drive. Going to be tough for Brown to pull in that one. Needed a ladder. 38 seconds left. 2nd and 10.
Main thing you're thinking here if you're Kellen Mond, I like the fact that he got the ball out of his hands right there quickly. Hey, it wasn't there. Throw it over his head, no problem. Live to play another down. You absolutely cannot take a sack. Actually takes me back to the game between New England and Kansas City on Monday. Brian Hoyer took a sack at the end of the half, and it really impacted the momentum they went into halftime with. So you cannot take a sack if you're Kellen Mond. The ball has to come out, and knowing that Florida is very capable of bringing pressure and blitz packages, you got to have answers for everything they might throw at you.
8 sacks the first 2 games. Here's Mond with time, open receiver, but going to the ground is Lane, and the clock is moving here. 30 seconds and counting. It's 3rd down. They're not going to use that timeout here. So 3rd down and 6 on the 15 with the clock at 20 seconds. Florida rushes 3. Mond looks, caught inside the 5. Fox will stop. They'll get rid of the chains, and then they'll run it with 11 seconds left. You still have a timeout. You can spike it.
Yeah, spike it.
Mond will spike it. 8 seconds left. I almost think, Greg, why not use the timeout? I guess that the danger is if you take a sack, then on the next play the half's over. But now you get probably 2 shots instead of maybe 3.
Based on the alignment of Florida, with all those guys up at the line of scrimmage, looks like they might bring all-out pressure too. Let's see if they bluff. They'll drop someone out underneath the throw, potentially over the middle. But this is a pressure look from the Gators.
And here they come. Mond gets rid of it. Broken up. Incomplete, but a flag. So Sean Davis, who is defending Weidermeyer, the tight end that they were trying to hit there in the end zone, committed the penalty. So 4 seconds left. It's only going to get you 2 yards. It's not the worst penalty in the world.
Pass interference, defense, number 6. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Carries an automatic first down.
And so you get the automatic first down, you get a couple yards, but I mean, there's only 4 seconds left. It's not the worst penalty in the world. And it's interesting here. They're gonna kick with 4 seconds. I guess you're taking a risk with one more shot. Right? Too risky.
Well, that's why the penalty kills you. Or having to take the timeout because you didn't have a play lined up kills you. And you would easily send it out there if you weren't out timeouts.
And Seth Small knocks it through to end the first half, but kind of ugly clock management. Don't know again if that's on the players or the coaching staff there, but poor use of the timeouts. They do get 3. 21-17. Number 4 Florida leading at 21st ranked Texas A&M as we go to the studio. This is college football on ESPN presented by Geico. Texas A&M trying to get its biggest win of the Jimbo Fisher era as we welcome you back to the SEC on ESPN. But the 4th ranked Gators in front 21-17. Kellen Mond has been terrific though in the first, as has Kyle Trask. Brilliant quarterback play here this afternoon in College Station. First half stats brought to you by Zaxby's. And boy, check out 3rd down. It's crazy. Have you ever seen that before?
Well,
for a half?
Well, the quarterbacks make their money on 3rd down. That's really what it comes down to. And as advertised, both these quarterbacks playing extremely well, very efficient on 3rd down. And on the one that Florida didn't convert 3rd down on, they got it on 4th and 1. So really been a fun first half if you love offense and love excellent quarterback play.
A&M will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Fair caught, and so touchback. It will come out to the 25-yard line. Caleb Chapman had 80 receiving yards on 6 catches and a touchdown. Wide open out of the backfield to Spiller, and Florida's defensive issues continue all the way to the 43 for 18 yards. Let's check with Holly Rowe.
Well, a personnel issue is what caused Texas A&M to have to call that timeout and have some issues with managing the clock to end that first half. Jimbo said they didn't have somebody there that was supposed to run out on the field right then. He thought they also got a bad spot. He said, I thought we were supposed to be on the 2. They marked the ball back a little further. He was also being very cautious about not leaving the Gators any time. So didn't go perfectly, but he wasn't too upset with how they ended that first half. They did get the score, and they have the ball back here. Yep,
and that was the only non-touchdown drive of that first half, but good first play to start the 3rd. Here's Mond to the air again, and the pass deflected and incomplete. Kyer Elam, sophomore corner, coming off the edge, got a piece of the football.
And this was a theme there towards the end of the first half from Florida. They started to ramp up their pressure packages here. Corner blitz off the right-hand side. Kyer Elam does a great job of going vertical, attacking the quarterback's throwing arm and getting a hand on the football. With the absence of an elite pass rusher, Todd Grantham's going to have to resort more to pressures, 2 blitzes.
Empty set here. You saw Spiller leaving the backfield. 2nd down. Florida showing blitz. Here they come. Mond's pass off the mark. Incomplete. Going for Chapman, who had that big first half. And now it's 3rd down and 10 for A&M.
All right, get ready. Double move's coming. Double move, stop and go is coming. Kyer Elam saw about 5 or 6 hitch routes thrown right in front of him there throughout the first half. Chapman was the recipient of many of them. That time he jumped that hitch route, and it was almost intercepted. So get ready here in the second half. At some point, I'll make you a guarantee. They will run a little stop and go at number 5, Kyer Elam. Take advantage of that aggressiveness.
Here's Mond on 3rd down and 10. Gets hit as he throws. Incomplete. It was Brenton Cox. We kept waiting to call his name. It's the first time, and it's on 3rd down and 10 as he got a piece of Kellen Mond to force an errant throw. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a punter on the field.
And this is just an overloaded pressure. You're going to see 3 rushers here and only 2 blockers for Texas A&M. So that means Kellen Mond's got to throw hot. You see only 2 blockers on the left side of the offensive line. Brenton Cox is unblocked. Todd Grantham starting to ramp up the pressure packages for that Gator defense.
Constantino with an excellent punt. The Aggies all over it, and so Florida will be backed up on its 10-yard line. 36-yard punt. Homecoming for Trask, throwing a deep ball to double coverage, and it's intercepted. An easy pick for O'Neal, bringing it back inside the 35. They finally track him down at the 31. There is a penalty flag, though, in the backfield.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense, number 2. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Michael Clemens, and that's the second roughing and personal foul penalty that we've seen in this game. This very costly as it takes an interception away from O'Neal.
Yeah, it's on the right side. You see right there Clemens with that right arm up into the face mask of Kyle Pitts. And man, that's an unfortunate penalty there. They had a nice pass rush, and for the first time Kyle Trask really forced an awful throw into bad coverage, into good coverage. So fortunate break there from the Florida Gators offense.
Might be his worst throw of the season. Spectacular at this point. First down after the penalty, a wide receiver screen to Grimes, who shakes a defender at the 40 into A&M territory and pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Boy, that's a play that should have gained about 5 yards, and instead it gains about 20.
We go back, that's the third major penalty against Texas A&M. They had a roughing the passer, they had a late hit, they have a hands in the face there that erases an interception. So pivotal penalty so far from the Aggies that have erased some good defensive plays.
Then you go back to the clock management too at the end of the first half. A lot of issues for A&M, yet still in the game, but can they get a stop? Florida's in A&M territory. Here's Trask looking, facing pressure, steps up, and brought down at the 40, so he did get positive yardage, a gain of 3 on the play. We have not seen Emory Jones at all, and the reason is he's not here. Jones was dressed but didn't play last week. He's normally the backup quarterback, so if something were to happen to Trask, it'd be a true freshman, Gainesville native Anthony Richardson, that would go in the game. We were not given a reason by the program as to why Emory Jones isn't here, but not available is what we were told. 2nd and 7. Run play, and Davis brought down after a pickup of about 2. A little extracurricular activity as well, and then you see flags fly as players fly over the pile.
There was definitely some extracurricular there on the pile. Leal, as you see, kind of pushing down Delance, the right tackle, and then his running mate Reese.
But what are you doing if you're Leon O'Neal?
You can't do it. You just can't react like that. And you want to protect your guy. That's your instinct, right? To protect your guy, but you've got to allow cooler heads to prevail. That's a game-changing penalty, perhaps.
Trask on 3rd down and 4. Throws a deep ball. He's got Tony. It's caught. It's a touchdown. You said game-changing penalty, but Leon O'Neal couldn't hold his water. He got a penalty too. They offset. Seconds later, it's a 37-yard touchdown to make it a 10-point game.
Guess who the touchdown was against? Leon O'Neal. He was in coverage as Kadarius Toney ran right past him. And a beautiful throw, beautiful catch. Excellent execution there, taking advantage there of the mistake by the Aggies.
And the extra point makes it an 11-point game, and if you're trying to beat a top 5 team, you can't make the mistakes that Texas A&M has made today. Give Kyle Trask some credit though too. He's made some pinpoint passes, 3 more touchdowns, 13 through 2.5 games. Will Florida now pull away after that touchdown? Up 11 early 3rd quarter. Obviously a ton of time left, but mistakes killing Texas A&M. Kyle Trask, though, another phenomenal performance. 15 of 20, 195 yards and 3 touchdowns. A&M will start this drive at its 25. 9 minutes to play here in the 3rd. 10th carry of the day for Spiller, and again a ton of running room as he runs over a defender. Man, we've seen that twice out of Isaiah Spiller.
Let's go. Let's go, baby.
Gain of 23.
How about this right side of the offensive line? I mean, we're talking about just an absolute gash. And these guys on the right side between Carson Green, South Lake Carroll's own, by the way, and Jared Hawker have done a fantastic job of moving some of these Florida Gators off the spot. It's been a real physical look so far by that right side of the offensive line. Expect them to continue to lean on that as game goes along and fatigue starts to set in potentially for Florida's defense.
Good way to work in the Dragons.
Yeah, it's South Lake Carroll, man. Come on, Dragons.
Here he is again, getting the perimeter. Past the 40. Boy, he is not afraid. Look at him lower the shoulder on a big hitter in Sean Davis. Man, Isaiah Spiller taking names here. 6'1", 225-pound back. Check in with Holly.
Guys, talking about depth here in the second half, Florida is without some second-string guys that would give them that depth. Defensive end or buck position, Chris Bogle, number 8, is out today. So is C.J. McWilliams, a backup corner. And, guys, they're going to have to overcome some depth issues up front, especially with Kyrie Campbell as well missing this game.
I imagine it's getting hotter down there, too. Holly, pretty hot and humid up here. Spiller with running room again. He is feeling it down to the 33, 5 or 6 on that carry.
Guys, I can tell you it is really heating up here. The sun is beating down straight overhead right now, and you can see guys putting their hands on their hips. They're completely sweated through their uniforms, and it is starting to be oppressive here in this heat.
It was kind of a weird day. It started, it was like 60 and foggy, and now we're getting close to 90.
And it definitely has an effect. I mean, every coach said with the unusual camp, we are concerned about conditioning, so they might be tested here as the game goes along.
Just going to keep pounding it here. This is Smith, and he's got a first down to the 24-yard line. It's working, so they just keep hammering it against that Florida front.
Just over and over and over again. Let it rip. That right side of the offensive line continuing to do work. You see big number 77, Ryan McCollum, the center, doing a nice job there, getting his guys' shoulders to turn. Just keep pounding it. If I'm Texas A&M, I don't even think about calling a pass right now. Just pound away with how your offensive line is playing.
All run plays so far. Inside the 25, 6 straight run plays, and room again up the middle for Smith. Inside the 20, 6 more yards for Anaya Smith.
I like this too from Texas A&M. You're on the left hash. Keep it on the left hash. That way it's harder for Florida to potentially substitute. He's got to run all the way to the other side of the field. So if I'm Texas A&M, I'm going to continue to run the ball, work the left side of the offensive line, and see if you might be able to find a cutback lane for the dangerous Anaya Smith at running back.
Started the game at wide receiver. Ton of room here with that offensive line blowing Florida's D-line off the ball, and Smith gets a first down to the 12. I mean, he's not even touched until 5 or 6 yards downfield. This is an excellent response by Texas A&M after some of the previous errors.
And this is the way you take out frustration, by the way. Right there, the collapse by Florida. The left side of the defensive line kind of falls out of place, and Nia Smith is able to find that backside. This is how you take out frustration. I mean, just pound away. Challenge the offensive line. Let that veteran group lead you.
131 yards on the ground. Smith again. Ball hit the ground there. Hard to tell. Mond actually just kept it. Held on to it as long as possible. Probably should have given it. Lost a yard.
And with that look, Florida said, all right, you're not running it here. It had looked like about 9 guys there in the box with their corners on islands to the outside. Let's see if they try to go with that type of defensive alignment again.
Spiller is in at running back. At over 100 yards week 1 against Vandy. Play fake. First pass of the drive. Mond dumps it off. Wide open. Weidermeyer to the 5. Comes up a yard short of the line to gain, but they're inside the Florida 5-yard line with 3rd down coming up.
I love it. And with the way my team's running it right now, if you're Texas A&M, 2 downs to get it. You just challenge your offensive line all the way down the field. And I like that they tried to go with a little misdirection. Thought they might be able to sneak Weidermeyer down into the flats. But Florida was in zone coverage, just trying to keep it in front of them. 2 downs to get it. Challenge that big group up front for the Aggies.
And they will pound it. First down. Touchdown. Isaiah Spiller. Well, Greg, as you said, that's how you take out your anger. That's how you bounce back, fire your team up. After the mental errors committed in great number today by Texas A&M, but far from being out of this one. The extra point makes it 28-24 with 4:18 remaining in the third.
This Texas A&M team might have just found an identity. They might have just found an offensive identity. Ground and pound, and allow your veteran quarterback to take advantage, but allow those big fellas up front to move it, as Spiller says, gig.
Trask pumps in trouble, and down he goes. They finally get to him. Bobby Brown was there, so was Tyree Johnson. Brown hurt himself too.
It's a heck of a play he made, and I'd hate to see him get injured on something like that.
A&M's got some momentum now after the 6-yard setback on the sack. First sack of the game for either team. Here's Trask on 2nd and 16, trying to hit Tony. It's incomplete. Third down.
You see Buddy Johnson right there almost tackle his own teammate, because it looked like Jalen Jones was about to celebrate and maybe throw him to the ground, and Buddy Johnson, the senior linebacker, said, no, nothing. Don't celebrate too much, as they're cranked up here at Kyle Field for a pivotal third down.
That is a beautiful sound in 2020, isn't it? So 1 timeout remaining now for Dan Mullen for the rest of the game. Trask on 3rd and 16, going to dump it off. Wide open is Davis, but he will not get to the line to gain. Well, it's 4th down, and Florida will have to punt the football.
And honestly, if you look at the Florida passing game, I mean, there have been other guys that have stepped up and have done a really nice job. I mean, Kadarius Toney has broken free a couple times. He's been very reliable. Kyle Pitts just been used really more as a decoy here in these last 2 quarters, as opposed to the opening start of the game.
Jacob Finn to punt. Anaya Smith, who's changed his number for the punt return to number 19, but he's not going to get a look at that. It was a bad punt off the side of the foot of Jacob Finn. A&M has all the momentum. Just a 38-yard punt, most of that coming off that one hop. Run the ball here on 1st down, pick up a couple of yards with Spiller. The breakfast order on the last drive was pancakes. Just have the offensive lineman pancake the D-line, which they did. They try to go back to the run there, and it's only a gain of 2.
Yeah, and this Florida defense has struggled. It's obvious with how they played against Ole Miss. There were some pieces missing, especially in the pass rush, that haven't necessarily materialized just yet. You see today, Texas A&M, at 356 yards isn't going to jump out, but what does jump out is the yards per play. I mean, 7 yards of play. Love to be obviously under 3. So tough time so far for Florida.
They're going to run it again. Spiller able to squeak through a hole, get out to the 39. The 3rd down and 5 here for Kellen Mond. 2 touchdowns on the day. Pressure coming. Blitz is picked up. The pass. One-handed catch. Weidermeyer stabbed it. And that was a bullet from the quarterback, and Weidermeyer with a beautiful grab.
Well, let's take a better look at that from the AT&T Sky Cam. Someone check his gloves. Is there some Velcro on those gloves? My goodness. I mean, that ball's thrown hard, too, over the middle. And he just snags it with one hand. I'm telling you, man, that is awesome right there from Weidermeyer.
So we go to the 4th in Bryan College Station, Kyle Field. A&M without a top 5 win under Jimbo Fisher. Can they finally get it? They're down 4 to number 4 as we go to the 4th. Welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Florida leading Texas A&M 28-24 behind terrific quarterback play. Kyle Trask for the Gators and Kellen Mond for the Aggies, but it was the rushing attack of Texas A&M that got it back in the game. 97 yards on the ground on 14 attempts in the third quarter alone.
Yeah, really committing to that offensive line and that run game is Isaiah Spiller has really started to put together a heck of a performance, taking advantage of a Florida defense that's had a difficult time of being gap sound and hasn't done a great job of tackling in space. So let's see if the Aggies continue to lean on that run game here in the fourth quarter.
Instead, it's play action for Mond, looking downfield, single coverage. A flag is thrown, the ball thrown out of the end zone. Going for Chapman, defended by Marco Wilson.
Holding, defense number 3. The 10-yard penalty carries an automatic first down.
So that means that occurred before the ball was thrown.
So you see Todd Grantham trying to get this defense going a little bit. Ramped up some of the pressure packages, the blitz packages. That's something he's known for. He's a very aggressive, universally respected defensive coordinator because of the pressure he puts on the quarterback. Well, what neutralizes pressure sometimes is a really sound and dominant rushing attack. So let's see what Grantham tries to attack him with on 1st and 10.
With both Spiller and Smith in the game, here's Mond keeping it inside the 25. And Mond hit hard at the 20-yard line by Elam. A good pickup there on 1st down. 2nd and 4. Mond again. That was well defended by Florida. Mond is squashed by 3 Gators at the 20. 3rd down.
You got to think here, Texas A&M, the way you're running the football, is it 4-down territory? Right now, you're looking at about 3rd and 3, and running the ball really efficiently. You got some Florida Gators defenders with hands on the hips. You challenge that offensive line yet again and say, hey, you guys got 2 downs to get it here. A 3rd and short.
Such a big game for Texas A&M. The Aggie fans getting a little anxious. 9-4 2 years ago, Jimbo's first year, 8-5 last year. Still no wins over a top 5 team, but a chance to pick it up. Can they get a 1st down? Nope. Maybe they go on 4th down. Let's see. They picked up about a yard. Offense still on the field. They're going.
I'd go for it. Offensive line's been playing well.
Well, again, to beat a top 5 team, I mean, at some point, you got to make a play. At some point, you got to do something special, and maybe it's here. I mean, plenty of time if you kick the field goal, cut it to a 1-point game, but Jimbo wants more right now. They got the fullback, Kagan Baldry, in here. With Spiller on 4th and 2. Spiller cuts it back, has a 1st down and more. He's got a touchdown and the lead for A&M. That would qualify as special. .140 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns for Isaiah Spiller.
Don't ever run on the field. Don't ever.
Looked like Jimbo was saying don't ever run on the field to one of the guys on the sideline there. You don't want to get a penalty. Extra point makes it 31-28. Texas A&M has the lead over number 4. And here, Laura, the first lead for Texas A&M since the Vanderbilt game week 1, 31-28 over Florida. See the big play. Out of the backfield. Can he break a tackle? Yes. There goes Naquan Wright into A&M territory. Oh my goodness, did he drill the defensive back O'Neal on that play. But man, you could see that after the catch. If he broke a tackle, he was going to pick up another 20 yards. He got 28 in all.
Yeah, just a great job here. As he's got his running back Wright working in one-on-one against Buddy Johnson. Buddy Johnson misses the tackle. And I love how Wright finishes that run. Not the biggest guy on the roster at the running back spot, only 195 pounds. But man, he packs a punch.
1st down on the 30-yard line. Wright stays in the game at running back. And it's play action. Trask in trouble. Looking for pitches, triple cover. Now Trask throws for Pitts, but it's incomplete. Well, there have been some excellent tight ends recently. A lot of first-round draft picks the last 5-6 years at the tight end position. I don't know that I've seen a better one, though, than Pitts.
I think he's the toughest matchup in college football. I really believe that. What do you cover him with? He's 6'6". He runs 4.5 40. He's excellent with his route running and the way he can stretch the field vertically. And with how he's improved as a blocker, you can keep him in line and create better matchups for him. I just don't know who you cover him with.
2nd and 10. Wright reversing inside the 25-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down. I mean, you say toughest matchup in college football, and I'm wondering if there's a better pass catcher, regardless of position.
I mean, gosh, you'd be hard-pressed to find. There's so many good receivers, but I'm trying really hard not to be a prisoner of the moment because I've now seen Kyle Pitts twice and he's put on a show both occasions. So I'm trying hard not to be a prisoner of the moment, but he'd be at or near the top of every list if I had to pick a guy to rely on. Here he is single covered way wide.
On a true freshman. See if they go that way on 3rd and 5. That's where the ball's going. Pitts against the true freshman. While he's on the ground, did he make the catch? No, incomplete, but man, I thought he caught it. Incomplete. It's 4th down and 5. I'd love to see that again because just live, it was awfully close. He slipped and still almost caught the ball.
And so close. Do his hands get underneath it?
I mean, it can move if you control it.
Does it touch the ground?
But even if it does, Greg, if you've got control, it can touch the ground. Does he have control, though?
See, right there, it does look like the bottom of the ball does, in fact, hit the ground. But, man, it was closer than I initially thought.
So a field goal try to tie the game for McPherson. Made a 55-yarder earlier in the season. Wow, he absolutely crushed that thing. Oh, my goodness. That would have been good. We say this a lot in exaggeration. That was good from at least 63. Maybe longer.
Maybe I think it was more like 85. I mean, that ball had a rocket behind it. Beautifully done by McPherson as he ties the game here in College Station.
Evan McPherson, after hitting a field goal that hasn't landed yet, will now kick off from the 35. Made a 53-yarder, but absolutely blasted it. And makes it look effortless as he kicks it through the end zone for a touchback. Let's go to
tell you what, the ACC most improved without question as far as conferences are concerned.
A&M goes back to the ground game. Another punishing run by Spiller out to the 31 for 5. Another run play on 2nd down. This time nowhere to go for Spiller. We have not seen many plays go for 0 or negative yards on the ground for A&M in the 2nd half. It's a big 3rd down here. So Todd Grantham handles this from a defensive coordinator standpoint. 3rd and 4.
It's kind of a tough spot too for Kellen Mond. I mean, he hasn't thrown a pass, it feels like, in forever. Especially in a critical down and distance. They've been so in rhythm with the run game. So first throwing a little bit. Let's see if he's on the mark.
8 attempts in the 2nd half after 22 in the 1st. Nearing the midway point here of the 4th quarter. Florida rushing 5. And open comes Smith for a 1st down, and he lost the ball. It's picked up by Florida. Will they rule Smith down? Marco Wilson with a fumble recovery. There's also an injured Gator. The officials haven't made a ruling yet.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch with a fumble recovered by the defense. 1st down.
Ruling on the field is a turnover, and looking at the replay, it appears they got it right. Jeremiah Moon, first of all, hit his own guy, Brad Stewart, who went to the locker room. But more pressing is the fumble by Anias Smith here. Look at the clean hit and rip by Moon to force a turnover at the 37 of A&M.
Great job by Moon, hustling, retracing, and dislodging the football. That was the play Florida's defense needed, because A&M had an awful lot of momentum here in the 2nd half.
First turnover by either team, and after that last McPherson field goal, Florida's already in field goal range. Gators will run it. Oh, what a hit. Pierce got smacked by Johnson. A loss on the play.
Well, guys, the Florida defense had been wilting a little bit over here, but that turnover has energized this Gator sideline. Daryl Slayton just came over, was yelling at his guys, listen, if we just stop the run, we're right back in this ball game. They've got some energy now. We'll see if that can help them finish out stronger here in the fourth quarter.
Great job, Holly, because the time of possession was so in favor of A&M here in the second half that they really needed to get off the field right there. The turnover did just that.
Trask, 3 touchdown passes today. He finds Tony over the middle. First down for Tony at the 25. And finally down at the 22. Gain of 16 and a first down for the Gators midway through the fourth in a tie ball game between ranked teams here at Kyle Field.
And I love taking advantage of the matchup here. You got Kadarius Toney on the left working against a linebacker on a little bit of a juke route. See him move a little bit, a little shimmy. Kadarius Toney in the open field working against Buddy Johnson. That's advantage Gators. That's a great job by the offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson, finding a matchup that they can take advantage of.
Play fake, Trask looking, throws. Tony is wide open. Drilled out of bounds at the 1-yard line by Richardson. Looked like a pick play downfield that freed up Tony, and it is first and goal for Florida.
Man, this was a nice job here by Tony. Very patient, working across the field. Nobody really there to account for big number 1. He almost scores with it.
Pierce, the running back, on first and goal. Trask keeping it, trying to stretch the ball out. He did not get in. Trask talking to the official, saying he stretched it out initially before contact, but they did not give it to him. Second and goal. Trask throws to Pierce, and Pierce breaks a tackle and scores. Touchdown, Florida. The Gators are back in front. Kyle Trask, with his parents who are both Texas A&M grads, grew up about an hour and a half from here in Manville, Texas, named after Kyle Field. He's getting his name into the Heisman race. 4 touchdown passes today, 14 on the year. (38-31) Florida. And now the senior Kellen Mond in his 37th start as an Aggie. The pressure on his shoulders. It'll be a touchback. Mond will start from his 25, from his 25-yard line. Gonna hand it off. Spiller breaks a tackle at the 30, but stumbles. Still got 7 yards on the play. Time for today's Weekend Wake Up, brought to you by Wendy's Breakfast. We've got Tennessee, Georgia up next on ABC, Iowa State, Texas Tech, Bama at Ole Miss tonight on ESPN, and our ABC Prime game, number 7 Miami and top-ranked Clemson.
A heck of a slate. As soon as the noon window wraps up, I mean, we're off to the races. Got to go find about 100 TVs because we got a lot of games to watch, Dave.
On 2nd and 3, Mond facing pressure and reaching out to make the catch is Weidermeyer and getting a first down to the 36-yard line.
Kellen Mond is hanging in there, man, because Todd Grantham's starting to dial up a couple pressures. And he just takes a hit right here from an unblocked defender and still throws it very accurately while keeping his eyes downfield. Got to appreciate the growth that Kellen Mond showed today. Probably his best game ever against a top 5 ranked team.
Mond to the air again. In traffic. Catch made by Chapman at the 49 for a first down. That was an excellent throw. Plenty of time here for A&M, and plus that Florida defense got to be tired as often as has been on the field here in the second half.
Beautiful throw there from Kellen Mond. My goodness, pinpoint accuracy between several defenders.
Play action here for Mond, moving to his right, looking deep, got a receiver. It's caught. Chapman, touchdown. Chapman shaken up on a ball that looked like it might get intercepted, but Chapman ripped it away from the defender.
All right, this is really nicely done here. You're going to see Chapman who goes over the top, but watch the safety really bite on this over route. See the safety, he'll stay down, which allows Chapman over the top and one-on-one. Ball's a little late and underthrown, but Chapman does a great job going up and making the play. We talked about it at the beginning of the game. The biggest thing for Kellen Mond is he's got to hit those big plays down the field. If they're going to be successful and this offense is going to hit its stride, it's got to be down the field. He's got to connect on those. He's done so several times today, and another beautiful throw there to Chapman, who goes up and makes an excellent play.
Sophomore from Friendswood, Texas, who missed all of last year, or excuse me, missed all of 2018 with a knee injury. Hopefully he's okay. Chance to tie the game here. 4.5 to go. It got tipped, and it still went through to tie the game at 38. Seth Small's kick deflected, but ends up crossing over the crossbar to tie it at 38. Kellen Mond in one of the biggest games of his career, trying to get the first win for the program against the top 5 team since Jimbo Fisher took over in 2018. And boy, he's been terrific. 322 yards, 3 touchdowns. The ensuing kickoff ends up in the end zone for a touchback, and now it's Kyle Trask's turn with 4.5 to go and 1 timeout.
Well, guys, you could expect a heavy dose of Kyle Pitts and Kyle Trask here on this drive, but the one problem is Kyle Pitts is not 100%. I saw him take off his shoe, kind of examine his left foot, and his last time out on the field, he was clearly limping. Let's see if he's able to overcome it here on this critical drive in the 4th.
Yeah, again, those numbers came primarily in the first quarter. He was working on that left foot for a while there before putting that shoe back on. Trask on first down, wide open out of the backfield is Davis. A mistake defensively by A&M. And Davis in one play takes the ball all the way to the 48-yard line for a 23-yard pickup.
Yeah, Davis has been outstanding in the passing game, and most of it, though, as a result of A&M just not being able to get out to the flats. They have hit that play a few different times, and Davis is so capable in the open field. Love that drive starting play there from the offensive coordinator Brian Johnson, trying to get his quarterback back in a rhythm, regain some momentum on our side of the football.
Play fake, Trask looking, now fires, knocked away from Copeland. The true freshman Jalen Jones, who gave up a couple of touchdowns last week against Alabama, but is a promising young player from here in the state of Texas. Makes a nice play, 2nd and 10.
It's going to be a good one, that's for sure. Jalen Jones got great length, 6'2", so he's going to match up against some of those longer and taller wide receivers that he'll see throughout the SEC. That play right there is really tight coverage. Fortunate for Trask, they were only able to get one hand on the football, because that could have very easily been intercepted.
Florida number 4 was number 3 last week, but switched places with Georgia. Gators trying to get to 3-0. They'll run it here on 2nd and 10. Davis cuts back, but he's thrown down and fumbled the ball, and it's picked up by Leal. Buddy Johnson forced the fumble. Leal gives A&M its first takeaway of the game. Texas A&M will have it in Florida territory. The kind of plays you have to make to beat a top 5 team, and A&M is doing that here in the second half. This is what Jimbo Fisher told us. He kept pointing out, we got to hit on the long pass plays. We've got to break tackles when we run the ball. We've got to create turnovers. We can't beat Florida if we don't do those things. They've done all of those things here in the fourth.
They have. They made the play, too. I mean, this is a great job by Buddy Johnson. Man, you got to feel for Malik Davis. He's had such a nice game today. Let's get a little loose with that football in the left arm, and it just slips out. And the awaiting Leal grabs it. Huge play from the Aggie defense.
They'll go with Spiller. And trying to keep the feet moving. Brought down at the 46. So good job defensively up front by Florida. Amari Burney, linebacker, coming in there to make the stick. And a gain of 2 yards on first down. And 1 timeout left for each team during 3 minutes to go here in regulation.
You still got your entire offense here if you're Texas A&M. Nothing you need to think about as far as running the football, controlling the clock. Just call your best available play. Put it in the hands of the guys you trust.
Here's a pitch to Spiller out in space. Hurdles a defender. A helmet goes flying. Close to a first down is the running back Spiller. Trevez Johnson lost his lid. Will have to leave for a play. It's going to be 3rd down and short. A&M trying to get right over the ball and snap it. Quarterback sneak from Mond. Appears to have a first down.
So much of Texas A&M's run game debate today has been north and south. I mean, only a couple different occasions where they've really tried to secure the edge and get their backs on the perimeter. I really liked that play call a second ago as they pitched it to Spiller on the sweep. Kind of changed the launch point where the defenders have been traditionally chasing the ball these first 3.5 quarters.
Second time already this year Florida's defense has given up over 500 yards of offense. Spiller has 161 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. We'll see if they give it to him here to try to milk some clock. Yep, straight ahead inside the 35. Down to the 33. 4 more yards. Clock continues to run. They're in field goal range. Seth Small's career long is 52. It would be about a 50-yarder from here.
They get into a similar action that they just ran with the jet sweep working from left to right, and they actually had Weidermeyer working from right to left. They might be able to get Weidermeyer right out into the flat because he was wide open right there. So they might try to catch Florida off guard, maybe a little misdirection boot if the opportunity presents itself.
Here's Spiller again, and wow, what a play backside. The guy that lost his helmet earlier, Trevez Johnson, showing incredible speed there. A tackle for a loss back at the 35-yard line, bringing up 3rd down and long.
Man, this is great job. Number 16 on the little nickel blitz off the right-hand side. And just chasing it down. That's elite speed right there to make a play and force a 3rd and long. Be interesting here to see what Jimbo decides to do. I think you got to throw it.
53-yard field goal attempt or so from here. Approaching a minute to go. 3rd down and 8. Mond will throw, and it's caught over the middle for a first down and more inside the 20. Chase Lane gets the first down and more. And the Aggies in business here late at home against number 4. They can take it down. They reset the chains. They started the clock. They do have a timeout. Where does your kicker want it?
Right here, I'm Texas A&M. I'm thinking I'd run it a couple times, try to center it on 3rd down and kick it on 4th.
We'll give it to Spiller, and he cuts it back inside the 15 and brought down inside the 10. So the clock will stop here to get rid of the chains on 1st and goal.
This is also a spot too. If you're Kellen Mond, talk to your guys. You don't want to score a touchdown here and give them a chance potentially back. So wind it all the way down, depending on what happens. Looks like it's going to happen. You don't want to score a touchdown, though. You want to kick it with no time remaining.
Great. They don't give Florida even a second to work with. And that's what Jimbo will do here. We'll call a timeout.
Tremendous resilience. I mean, they've hung in there. The offensive line answered the challenge. Kellen Mond was so good throughout the course of this game. He's been criticized, has been questioned, and he delivered one of the best performances of his career. I mean, bar none. So clutch, so efficient, so in control.
Yep.
To give his team a chance. Congratulations to that young man for giving them a chance. And now just a short field goal away from a massive win for Jimbo Fisher in this Aggie program.
That's why the Gatorade's out. First things first, 26-yard try for Seth Small to win the game for Texas A&M. Those nervous Aggie fans can take a breath. Jimbo Fisher has done it, beat a top 5 team, and hands Florida its first loss of the season. First top 5 home win in 18 years for Texas A&M as a program.
Jimbo Fisher, Coach Fisher, your team doing something today that they have not done before. A win over a top 5 team. As you cross the field with that win in your hand, how important was it for you?
Very important, because you got to learn to win these. You got to learn to not play the scoreboard and play every play. Relentless competitor, win your space. The scoreboard takes care of itself. And I can't say enough. People doubt them, and we ain't done. We deserve some of it. But we had a very good football team and a heck of a program.
You speak about doubt. There was a moment where things were unraveling for your group with penalties and dumb mistakes. How did they get it back together and finish so well?
Coaches did a good job. Weren't unraveling, just having impatience. You can't be impatient. You got to play this game, though. You can't cheat the game. The game makes you play it, and we played it today. Kellen
Mond has taken his fair share of criticism. How do you describe that young man's performance?
And I'm going to tell you, hey, he's had some mistakes. Every quarterback does. Let me tell you something. He's the reason we're winning football games. And there's a lot of these guys. It's been awesome, man. It's been awesome.
What a performance by Kellen Mond, a guy making his 37th start, plays one of the best games of his career. College football scoreboard is coming up next, then it's Arkansas and Auburn. For Holly Rowe, Greg McElroy, our entire crew, I'm Dave Pash. So long from Texas A&M, with the Aggies take down number 4.